Hello guys, how are we all? I hope you're all doing well. I realize it might, checking the microphone, checking am I live? Check first, always check. Right, yes. Okay, how are you all? I realize it must be quite late for you in some countries. I tried to put the times at different times during the week, but I realize it's not perfect for everybody. So let's just have a quick look who's here. I've seen some of my favorites are all here. Saurabh is here. Hello, Saurabh. Rika is here. Aizada, tell me if I've missed anyone. Shivam, Simran, Kanat. Hi, Neil, maybe Simran. Saurabh's working on informal. Hi, Anna. That's twice today for Anna. Chris is here as well. Hi, Chris. Lovely to see you. Janina's here. Deepak's here. Deepika, Marianella. Lovely. Great. Can you hear me? Let's check. Hello, guys. Yes, you can. Great. Okay. So for today, Janina, thanks. Hi, Aunt. Hello, Niloufar. Lovely. Great. I'll keep an eye on that. Great. So for today, I'm hoping it's going to be a kind of relaxed Friday afternoon type session. I'd like you to post as much as you want because we're going to go through lots of examples. There's lots of different ways of approaching phrasal verbs, and yeah, practice is the best one. So we're going to look at a system of remembering them, but I'm going to be asking you lots of questions and hope that you'll just keep throwing your answers at me and just relax about it. Just if you see one you want to practice, try it out, post it, and I'll keep looking at it. So the plan is that the request was for informal language. So today I'm going to really look at phrases you can use in writing task 1 if you're doing general training, but also in your speaking. And I'm going to try to encourage you to switch on your informal brain. There is a real switch between informal and formal. But if you're doing academic, then I'm going to keep asking you, well, what would the formal version be? Okay. So again, it's increasing your vocabulary and making you more aware of when you can use this one and when you can use that one. Practice sentence you can use, and we'll look at a bit of slang right at the end. I've got 10 slang expressions with up that you can use. So let's get started. I'm going to just look at some of you, see who I've missed. Hassan, hi from Turkey. Must be late there, I guess. Jagpreet, hi, and Kavita, lovely. Okay, so I've decided to group phrasal verbs into 5 groups. And starting with the easiest, the literal version, where you know exactly what it means, going up to the why is that up kind of expression. And for each one, I've turned the phrasal verb into a question. And this is where I'd like you just to feel relaxed about posting anytime you feel there's an interesting question. Oh, Dildora, hello. Eileen, now I know who you are. Okay, great. I'm going to write that down, Dildora, because there's lots of names and I want to remember them. I'm right. Okay, right. So first of all, let's look at up in terms of a group. Obviously, up literally means the opposite of down. So in the morning, of course, you get up, you stand up. Opposite of down. So I just like to know, what do you prefer to do? Do you prefer to get up early or to have a lie in? So there you've got an informal expression, have a lie in, stay in bed later than normal. So just say which one you prefer, and I'm going to keep giving you a few options as well with other things. So all of these will mean the opposite of down. So you stand, okay, so while you're studying, I sit down too much and my son has a watch which tells him it's time to stand up. So my question is, Do you stand up? Do you say, oh, 20 minutes, stand up? Do you do it regularly? Do you force yourself to stand up while you're studying? Number 3, somebody that you look up to. Now we're getting less literal. When you look up, obviously you look up. But could you give me, number 3, could you give me the formal version of that? Okay, so Sarah, you prefer to have a lie-in. Perfect. Lie-in as a verb, also perfect. Oh, right. Yeah, lovely. So lie-in, also perfect. This one, who do you look up to? There's a formal equivalent that you might want to use if you're writing academic language. What kind of music makes you turn the volume up? So obviously just the dial is moving up. And then this one, number 5, is an interesting one. When you just don't want to speak to somebody, you hang up, even though you put the phone down. It's because old-fashioned phones, you had to hang them up. So, waiting for some of your answers to come in, please. I know that's a lot there, but give me somebody you look up to, and maybe why do you look up to them? So who did you hang up on? So we're practicing tenses as well. Yairi, hi Yairi, you rather lie in. I do too. Yeah, Izada saying, oh, lovely. Giovanna, admire is synonym for look up to, admire. Have a role model. Anna, you're saying, yes, have a role model. Great. So is there anybody you look up to in your family, and why? Do you use someone in question words? Did I use someone? I think I said, Tilda, I said, is there someone that you look up to? You could say, is there anyone you look up to? Anyone means maybe there isn't anyone. Don't know. Small difference, I guess. Yeah, okay. Prachi, good question. Prachi, because there are so many phrasal verbs with up, I'm putting them all into questions, and it's up to you. It's up to you. That's another one. Which question you would like to answer. I'm going to be throwing questions at you, practicing. So there'll be a variety of answers that you can see at the bottom. So you can look at everybody else's answers too. So Kanat, you're saying respect, admire, respect. Exactly. So Saurab, you can see admire, respect, formal words, informal, verb plus preposition, makes it instantly informal. Okay. You look up to your mother. Most people look up to their mother. Rika looks up to your mother. Aunt, yes. So what would the verb be then, Aunt? Idol is a person. So if you look up to somebody and you worship them, literally worship them, then what's the verb? And I'll wait, see if you can come back to that. Prefer to have a lie-in, Anna. My family never gives me an opportunity. Perfect. Turn the volume up. Selena Gomez, yes. Hi, Raisha. Saurab, you're okay. Great. So, Aunt, yes, we've got, I'm going to write them. Idolize, respect, admire. We've had those 3 so far, equals look up to. So I'll just show you those. And so now you've got 3 words. They all mean the same. Which one is the strongest, do you think? And Yairi's saying, I like to crank up. Exactly. So Yairi's shared another informal phrasal verb, meaning to, you can crank up the pressure on somebody or crank up the volume. Perfect. So Yairi, I'm going to add that one because I'm sure a few things will come up. So crank up the volume. Lovely. Great. Avicii's songs. Okay, lovely. Great. Okay, that's all. That's all I want you to do. I want us to go through idolize, thank you, admire, praise, and possibly, yes, but that's verbally. When you tell somebody that you admire them, then you praise them, you give them positive feedback. Yes, good. Okay, so that's all. I just want us to think about all these words flying around, and at the end, I'm going to test you. Don't worry. Okay, and then of course, can you give me the formal word now for went up? Task 1, academic. I'll wait. And of course, number 7, put your hand up. Literally, hand up. Could you give me a formal word for went up and put your hand up? And be careful with number 7. There's a choice, 2 very similar ones. In fact, I'll post them. I'll post them here and you tell me which one is correct. Do you raise your hand or raise your hand? Jagpreet saying surpass for went up. You surpasses went up higher than another one. So it's a comparison. So Prachi is saying for number 6, prices went up. Rise is correct. Well done. Past tense, Deepak saying rose. Perfect. Rise, rise, and rose. Lovely. Increase, Saurabh. Perfect. Okay. And so for this one, number 7, put your hand up. Is it for this one, number 7, raise your hand or rise your hand? And Prachi is saying raise your hand. Correct. And raise your hand. Sergio, hello, Sergio. And question, put your hand up. Okay, lovely. Great. Okay, let's move on. So the second meaning of up. I'll look at your comments. Thank you. Great. Second meaning is the strange meaning when you finish something completely. So I put this one here because it causes problems when we talk about charts and people say the line grew up is wrong. Why? Because grow up means you change from a child to an adult. Your childhood is finished, completely grown up. Okay, so my question, you're all brilliant with raise your hand. Great. Okay, my question is, where did you grow up? So that will practice the past tense and it will practice, hopefully remember that it's about from a child to an adult. Give me a quick answer. Where did you grow up? Now, while you're typing, when you cook, do you clean up straight away? Do you put everything away or do you wait until the morning or do you sit down first? What do you do? Okay, Jagpreet, look at the past simple. So you've said I grown up. Think what is the past simple of grow? So Anna saying, I grew up in Ukraine. Perfect. And it's difficult. Sana, Mongolia. Fantastic. Kavita. Where's Kavita? Kazakhstan. No. Aizada, Kazakhstan. Kavita, Vadodara. Aizada, Kazakhstan. Grew up in India, Shivam, grew up. Okay, lovely. So I hope you're seeing and you're hearing, I grew up. If you're at home in front of the computer, then try to pronounce that. I grew up. I grew up. North of Iran, Nilufer. Lovely. Deepak, I grew up. Okay, great. So Jagpreet, hope that's okay. I have grown up, but normally past simple is finished. I grew up. Lovely. Lovely. Okay, Hannah saying I was born and grew up perfectly. Grew in Hong Kong and great. Venezuela, Brazil, Janina, Giovanna, Brazil. Wow. Uzbekistan for Eileen and Turkey for Hassan. Great. Lovely. So let's move on. Anna says, you make yourself clean up. Yes, you force yourself to clean up straight away. Okay, great. You might have a dishwasher. That's great. But sometimes you have to wash up. And sometimes people prefer to dry or wash. And you say, which one do you want to do? Do you want to wash up or dry up? Which do you prefer to do? Okay. Grew up in Romania, Andrada, in Somali, Abdirashid, lovely. And Raisha, I always look up to my elder brother. Great. Giovanna, did I miss you? Great. Okay. And so this funny use of up is, come on, you could say drink, but drink just means drink. Drink up means finish it. And you can remember that with hurry up means finish what you're doing and move on. And again, it takes up all of my time. You could say it takes time, meaning it uses time. But if it takes up time, it's complete, fills up my time. Okay, none of them, Anna. Yeiri and Medellin. Jagpreet, you prefer to dry up. And Hassan, you clean up straight away. Lovely. Great. Okay. So this idea, all of these verbs, you can use up. You know, you can say you can grow vegetables, you can clean, wash, dry, drink, take. Normal verbs. But when you say up, it means completely. And I thought, you know, eat up means finish everything. Pack up, heat up, warm up, dry up, use up. But I thought it'd be kind of interesting to ask you this one. On a scale of 1 to 10, how fed up are you? Fed up means I've had enough. I was okay at first, but now I'm fed up. So on a scale of 1 to 10, are you fed up or are you still okay with this strange situation that we're living in? So just give me on a scale of 1 to 10. Yeiri, can you reply to the first question? I was raised in Colombia. Yes, Yeiri, but formal. Why is it formal? It's passive. So Saurabh, again, and a good example there. I was raised in Colombia. You could say, Yeiri, I was brought up in Colombia. Another common confusion. I'm going to write that. I was brought up in Colombia. So let me show you. Again, it just means I grew up. But the passive, because you were brought up by your parents. So I was raised is passive and formal. So a really good example. And thank you. I was going to include that as a good example. Great. So how fed up are you? Jahid, totally fed up. Number 10. Jagpreet, exhausted. Kavita, still okay. Hafsa, 3. Nilofer, okay. Janina, half and half. Could you repeat, please? Oh, Hassan. Yeah, I just added these. Okay, so like you say, drink up means finish your drink and go. Parents say to their children, come on, eat up, means finish your food. Pack up your belongings. You pack everything. Heat up, well, you can, and warm up, you can warm them a little, but heat up means completely to the right place. Dry up, no liquid. Use up, nothing left. So I used up all the coffee. Finished. That's just one meaning of up. Okay. Let's have a look. Okay, Abdirash, you're totally fed up. Sarnai, okay. Jagpreet is okay. Over the top. Over the top. Do you mean that you've had enough, Anna, or you're okay? It consumes all of my time. Yes, it uses up all my time then. You could also say hatem. It uses up, as Yeri said. Consumes, use up would be informal for consumes. Jagpreet, you're in the countryside. That's lucky. Sarna is half and half. Deepak has a question. If I talk about myself, 2 about myself, 10 the government's. Yeah, definitely. 10 plummet, went down. I clean up straight away. Lovely. Let's look up my completed work pertaining to my artwork. Okay. Lovely, Saurabh. Good. All right, so let's move on. Let's go to a third meaning. Third meaning is simply stop. Stop. And again, thinking in terms of IELTS, how could you use this? Well, speaking, talk about a time when you were late. You could say I got held up at a meeting, or I got held up in the office. And writing, general training, very often you have to apologize for missing a meeting. So again, it's nice to say I got held up. Now, you might say, hang on, this is passive. It is passive. But if you use got instead of was, it makes it less formal. Like I got stuck. I got stuck in traffic. I got held up by traffic. Let me come back. Hi, Mehdi. Oh, Anna, you're deliriously happy. Okay. Rika, cooking takes up all of your time. No more time for anything else. Perfect. Hassan fed up waking up early for 20 years. Yes. Okay, great. So, some questions for you. Last week, my computer was playing up. It was stopping and starting and stopping and starting. So what do you do when your computer plays up? Lots of you gave me good advice last week. Shut up, most famous one. Have you ever told anybody to shut up? This one, something when you stop doing a habit or a hobby, could be anything. I gave up smoking, and notice followed by ing. Why? Preposition plus ing. You could say I gave up cigarettes. It's a noun, as we did last week. So I'm looking for some examples. Yeah, Rika, I changed this. I got held up by the traffic or in the traffic. Both is okay. I checked both. Both okay. Hi, Mahdi. Are you Syed? I think you are. Hi, Mahdi. And you're fed up, Eileen. Okay. All right. So I'm looking for examples of something when you stop. And it's up to you. You can use any structure you want to. Maybe you smoke and you would like to give up smoking. In fact, my question here is, what would you like to give up? For me, I'd like to give up sugar in tea. I always have 1 sugar in tea. I've tried to give up sugar, but it's difficult to give up something. So Rika, yeah, have you tried to give up, Rika? Would you like to give up? Are you going to give up, maybe? Okay, so I'll wait for those to come in. And remember, if you've just joined us, I'm looking to practice all the questions and the options and to look at formal and informal throughout. So please keep giving me your examples. So something you'd like to give up is the example I'd like to hear now. So Hafsa, like to give up procrastination. Wouldn't we all? Wouldn't we all? Shut up, Janina. Yes, quite strong, isn't it? Shut up. Yes. Kavita, give up junk food. Again, wouldn't we all like to give that up? Quarantine life, and yeah, it's going to be long still, isn't it? I think. Okay, great. Okay, let's move on. So, number 4. When you want to, or something gets better. So this idea of something rising, improving, getting better. So cheer up. It might never happen. Common expression, good for writing a letter, task 1. Cheer up. The weather, you could talk about the weather brightened up in a story, again, telling a story, a time when you were late, or it rained, or you got wet. I have heard that in IELTS, talk about a time when you got wet. Unfortunately, the weather brightened up or cleared up. Okay, so all of these mean getting better. I'll have a look at your comments. So even things like liven up. So liven up the lesson. Maybe you could tell me about a teacher who livens up your lessons with pictures or videos or something like that. Number 4, you dress up when you go to a formal place. Could you tell me the last time when you dressed up? That's a speaking part 2. Talk about a time when you dressed up. So you wore clothes which are nicer than normal. When you fix something which is old, you do it up. Simply do up a car, do up a house, do up your room, you improve it. And again, number 6, sales picked up, improved. Something you could use for task 2. Even though it's a phrasal verb, it's a good piece of vocabulary, so they like it. So let's have a look. Told your nephew to shut up. Jagpreet, good. Jahid, like to give up playing games, plural, playing games. Good, excellent. I would like to give up my laziness. Okay, lovely. And Saurabh, you can make it informal. I would, I'd, I apostrophe d. Raisha, you're 8 on the fed up scale. And I'd like to give up eating too much or too many. Cake can be countable or uncountable. Too much cake in general, or too many cakes, small cakes. So you can choose there, Anna, too much cake or too many cakes. Jagpreet, you gave up coffee. I can't imagine giving up coffee. I cannot imagine giving up coffee. Like to give up all your eating habits, Rika. Is there anything in particular? Driving car fast, Hassan, dangerous. Slacking, Yeri, nice for informal word again. Thank you. Slacking. Slacking. You could say he's a slacker. Means lazy. Yes, great. Janine, I'll come back to you. So, Izada, you dressed up before quarantine, but why? For a wedding? For a job interview? Why? Oh, Simran, TikTok. Yes, especially during quarantine. All of those people said, I will never watch TikTok. And now we're all watching it. Yes. I'd love to know, is anybody else on TikTok? Give up sugar, Marianella. You dress up when you go to the temple, Jagpreet. Now, there was a question. Let me just come back. Janina, liven up. Okay, thank you for asking. Please stop me if there's something not clear. So liven up means to give it life. So very often people hate these PowerPoints. They say death by PowerPoint is too boring looking at the screen. So you can liven up your PowerPoint, your presentation at university. You can use pictures, videos, things like that, colors to liven up. Then there's another question. Anna says, can we use it in another meaning? Thanks to your live workouts, I managed to pick up useful vocabulary. Yes, Anna, it's going up on the list. Pick up vocab. Yes, when you learn something by accident, you go on holiday and you picked up a few new words. Exactly. Thank you. Great. Lovely. Give up bad eating habits. Like to give up, yes. Yes, Imran, you 100%. You must use ing after give up. Yes, give up smoking, give up eating unhealthy foods. Yes. Now, Giovanna, thank you, Giovanna. Interesting. So, couch potato is a thing. So you'd say, I am a couch potato. So what's the verb? The verb I am is the verb to be. So, Giovanna, I'd like to give up. Anybody help? Anybody help? Think about it. Think about it. I'll come back to you, Giovanna. Jahid, I wouldn't use screen up, or I wouldn't use that. I don't know if it's American, but I don't know it. Not TikTok, and don't start. Seriously, don't start. Janina, no problem. You like it? Yeah. Thanks. Yes. Okay. Lovely. So, Giovanna, I'd like to give up being. Yeah, I'm going to put that because, as we said before, we don't like using being. It sounds strange. So I'm going to show it there. And you can see I'd like to give up being a couch potato. So anything, Esmeralda, being, thank you. Being lazy, exactly. Yes, Anna, being. Kavita, yes, you still need ing form though. So being would be better. Great. Yeri, for your cousin's brother. Okay. Cousin's wedding, I'm wondering, but yes, okay. Cousin's brother's wedding. Okay. Lovely. So now we've done 4. Let's look at number 5. How do you feel? This is an IELTS speaking question about punctuality. And it's about how punctual you are and how you feel if somebody else turns up or shows up late. You might want to give me a formal synonym for that. Do it up, Yeri. Okay. Okay, do it up. You know, Yeri, when you buy something second-hand, you might buy a second-hand car and it's old, it needs new tires, needs paint, needs a new engine, and then you do it up. And then suddenly your car looks like new. That's it, really. You take something old and you paint it or you clean it or you fix it and you make it look like new. So what can you do up? You do up a house, do up your room, do up a piece of furniture. So maybe come back to me with an example of something maybe you bought that was old. House, car, and you painted it. You did it up. So it's quite good for academic task 1, talking about building. Yeah, so get back to me. Hassan, yes, being a couch potato. Spelling there, couch, means lazy because you lie on the couch, on the sofa. Yeah. Jasprit, arrive. To turn up, show up, arrive. That's it. Good. Anna, yes, you could do up a piano, even like tune up. Yes. Again, making it better, improving it. Yes. Pick up some eggs. Yes. Yeah. Perfect. Pick up comes later, actually, in another example. But yeah, great. Lovely. Okay. So Janina, you don't like it when somebody turns up late. Yeah, me too. I hate it. Yay, that's okay. Wedding, no problem. I thought it was. Lovely. Now, this is good. Task 1, you often have to write a letter to say, sorry, you can't make it. Means you can't go to somebody's wedding or party, birthday party. Very common letter of apology. Really nice to say, Saurabh, hope you're there. Something's come up. Unexpected. I can't change it. It's just come up. Something's come up. We don't know what it is. Maybe it's an excuse. Maybe you made it up. Maybe it's a lie. Doesn't matter. Nobody will ask. If you say, I'm really sorry, something's come up. Nobody asks questions. Okay. Aizada turns up is be late. Yes. Arrives late, be late. Good. So other words, something comes up in the IELTS test, it just appears. And then this one appears in the dictionary. Not exactly appears, but my question to you is, if you don't know the meaning of something, what do you do? Do you look it up in the dictionary or do you Google it? We don't need this word anymore. You just say, well, I usually Google it. So have I got a dictionary? No. Let me know if you look it up in a paper dictionary. That's a IELTS task 1 question. Do you look things up in a paper dictionary or online? I'd love to know. Yeri, do it up. Improve something by fixing it or upgrading it. Perfect. Yeri, did you look that up in a dictionary or did you Google it? But you've got the perfect meaning. Yes, good. Okay. Exist, and not sure which word you're referring to there, but I'll come back to you. Aizada, something happened. Perfect. Yes. You gulp down when someone turns up late. Okay, Janina, you Google it. Yeah, we all do. It's become a verb. You can use that in your task 1. You can say Google it, then the examiner will know that you're really familiar with these expressions. Lovely. Sanai, you Google it. Perfect. Okay, great. So number 5, I think this is my last section, is before we come to the expressions, just means divide. So the ones you know, I'm sure, break up, split up. So my question to you is, if your friend splits up with their boyfriend or girlfriend, or they broke up, what do you say to them? What's the best way to get over when you break up with someone? Yes, you Google it. Lovely. Can't make it up as I have. I can't make it, Rika. Not make it up. Make it up is a different meaning. Means invent. That's next. Yes. So after buying an old dining, watch the spelling. Yeri, dining, 1 N. I decided to do it up, fixing the legs, adding a layer of paint. Perfect. Yes. Okay. Lovely. So things which mean break up or divide. Well, could you give me the number 2 there? Could you give me the formal word for number 2? And number 3, you might know this one. I don't know. I'll wait and see. And the obvious ones, rip up, tear up, cut up, chop up, again means completely. So if you've got a piece of paper, you can just rip it, just rip. But if you rip up, is completely. You divide completely. Right, we've got some lovely examples. Jagpreet, I'm writing to say sorry for not turning up on your birthday as something came up. Fantastic. Lovely. Saurabh, fine. Confront Saurabh is formal. So when I see a new word, I look it up in the dictionary. Perfect. Lovely. And it's devastating when you split up. Good. So what can you do to cheer them up? How can you cheer somebody up? That's the other one. Yes, good. So we've got a formal word, explode. Explode, explode, blew up. Good. Okay. And if I said, for example, Mr. Bean cracks me up, he really cracks me up, means he makes me split my sides. Why? Why would he crack me up? I was going to ask you the same thing. Okay, lovely, Hassan. I'm sorry to hear that. Yes, split up, past tense is split. It's the same. Split, split, split. And you were unhappy. Lovely. Crack up, Jagpreet. No, it's not. It's laugh. Thank you, though. Kavita, it's somebody makes me laugh. Yes. So you could post, no, crack up is just makes me burst, explode with laughter. Yeah. 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 Okay. Lovely. Okay. It's laugh. Makes me burst out laughing, Anna. Yes. Burst out laughing. Good. So is there anybody famous who cracks you up? Mr. Bean is the usual one, I find. He's old-fashioned now, but yes. Marianella, no, I think just explode. I think exploit is something different. Yeah. Okay, so we've looked at the 5 meanings of up. Of course, there are other ones, but those 5 meanings give you the general expression or use of up. Now, there are other ones which you will recognize. And what am I going to do? I think I'm going to, yeah, okay. The first 2, again, just useful for task 1 and chatting with people. Maybe we could catch up. I'd love to catch up with your news. Keep typing if you want to give me a synonym. Meet up, again, who knows why the up is there. How about meeting next week? Meet up is more informal, more friendly. So I think up makes things more friendly. Yes, comedians make me crack up, or comedians crack me up. Both okay. Okay, catch up, meet. That's it. Catch up and chat. It's the kind of combination of chatting and meeting at the same time. Lovely. All right. Now this is pick you up. Okay. Could you give me the formal for this? What time shall I pick you up? So your friend comes to the station. In your letter, you say, don't worry, I'll pick you up at the station. What does it mean? Catch up, gossip. Yes, just great. Yes, because you hear each other's news. Yeah. Kapil show makes me crack up. Lovely. Okay. Kapil Sharma is a comedian. Okay, lovely. Hang up, Ant. Not sure what that is for. But all of these are something you might ask a friend. Now, number 4. Anna's saying collect. Collect for pick up. Yes, you go to somebody's house and you pick them up in the car. Exactly. And as you said before, you pick up things in a shop, pick a few things up, and you pick up words by accident. So lovely, lovely examples. Okay, pick up, take up, Hassan. Possibly, I think again, collect would be more formal, just because it's one word rather than yeah, it's one word which makes it more formal. Okay, what about number 4? Very often you have to write to a friend and ask them if you can stay with them. You say, I'm going to visit your country next week and I'd like to stay in your house. So the question is that okay for me to stay in your house? Could you give me a formal word for that? Okay, Yeri is saying hang out. Great. Hang out is lovely. Put up my case. Yes, okay, slightly different topic. Jagpreet, something came up. Could you pick the children up? That's a perfect example, like school pickup time. Exactly. Lovely. Okay, so I'm going to come back. So Anna's saying give shelter for number 4. Yes. Arrange space or accommodation. Yes. So the verb would be accommodate. Yeah, exactly. Can you let me stay, Jagpreet? Yes. Great. Okay. Lovely. All right. I've decided to take up fishing. Doesn't mean take, doesn't mean up. So what does it mean? I've decided to take up fishing. And I'm going to put them all there. There are 10. I'm going to put them all there and wait for your answers to come in. At the moment, I just want the formal words like you're giving me now. And if you want, I forgot to put, did I put numbers? Yeah, you can put the number. Saurabh, sojourn, too formal, definitely too formal, but accommodate is okay as a verb, definitely. Okay, so please, as I'm talking, give me through up, just choose anyone you want. Keep up, back up, make something up. Right, so Jagpreet's saying start a new task is take up. Yes, Jagpreet, I'll probably say start a new hobby. Fishing, playing golf. It's usually a new hobby. Anna's saying that as well, a new hobby or course. Yes. Number 5. Longman. Go for fishing. Yeah, I guess, yeah. But that means choose, I think, decide or choose. Izada saying just start fishing. Yeah. Right, great. Newman, we've got on to number 6. Number 6 is vomit because you throw your food up, I guess, don't you? Okay. What about I can't... Yeri saying, can you host me? Yeah, exactly, Yeri. Again, but host tends to be quite formal, like a host family. So put me up would be informal. Keep up with, continue at the same pace. Yes. Continue maybe without getting tired, Kavita. Occupy and I'll come back. I'm not sure. Started taking up your online classes. Yes. You don't need start and take up then. You can just say I took up online classes. Number 6, Janina. No. So, Janina, that would be through something. Through away. So, Jagpreet, no. Again, that would be throw away. But throw up is to vomit. To be sick. Yes. Okay. Jahid is saying I'm confused. I'm still not sure for task 1, occupy. I'm not sure what you mean. Backup is to support, to back up your points in task 2. Yes. Follow, Izada, yes, for number 8. Keep up with developments. Yes. Lovely. And have we got anything for number... Can't follow, Yeri? Yes. Fine. Good. And 7... it's not exactly tired, Izada. It's something else for number 7. Okay, I'm going to show you. Here we go. Here we go. Right. So, pick you up. You said collect. Okay, collect. Put me up. We said accommodate. Fine. Take up. Start a new hobby. Threw up is you were sick. You vomited. You got seasickness. Yes. Yes. So Rika, I threw up while traveling to India. Yes. Fine, good. I screwed up. I made a mistake. I put asterisk there because it's quite slang, very slang. Yes. Once I made a spelling mistake on my Instagram post and somebody said, you really screwed up. And I felt really upset by that because it says like you made a complete mess. This up, again, this idea, complete disaster. Yeah, so messed up, screwed up, I really made a mistake. And so keep up with is maintain a fast pace. So technology is moving really fast and you can't keep up with all the new developments. Janina, you're okay, lovely. Support, as you all said, back up your points with evidence. And number 10, you made it up, you invented a story or you told a lie. Okay, great. So this is the little test. Right. You don't have to type this. You can just say it to yourself if you want. My dog is always throwing up in the car. Great example. Lovely. Keep your examples coming. And if you want to post what your answer is, please do. So what time shall I pick you up? Accommodate me. Can you? Let me give you all the gaps. And then we'll go back. Oh, Saurab, okay. Saurab's asking more clarification on screwed up. Okay. So, Saurab, remember we looked at two things that could help us. If I put screwed up, okay, let's try Ludwig. There's different meanings as well. Hang on. Screwed up. And I'll put an exclamation mark. I screwed up. Yeah, see, so you can see there are some rude versions. I screwed up means I made a mistake, but there are some rude versions. So it's quite strong. Let's just put it in my favorite dictionary, which is Longman online. That's the one I would recommend. And if I put screw up in there, it tells us informal, you made a bad mistake or you did something very stupid. Synonym, mess up. So you can play it.
You better not screw up this time. You better not screw up this time.
You'd better not screw up this time. Yeah. So it's quite strong and informal. She realized she screwed up her life.
She realized that she had screwed up her life.
Okay. I hope that helps. Saurab, just always go and check a good dictionary, Google it or look it up, and you can see those examples. Okay. Eileen threw up while flying. You've got pick me up. Yes. Put me up. Take up fishing. Lovely. Okay, great. So if you're watching this again, you can pause the video, of course, go back and test yourself, and then we'll go back and there are the answers. Okay, right, so I think we have covered up. And we've looked at lots of things. Where's my... Oh, right. Okay. So this is my advice. You're okay, Saurabh. Great. My advice is don't learn lists. I have lots of lists, phrasal verbs. Here's some lists. But of course, don't learn them as lists. The best thing is to learn just a few at a time, like we did today, in small doses, even with phrasal verbs, 4 or 5 new ones. So I hope you got maybe 4 or 5 new ones today. Put them into personal, memorable sentences like you just did for me. Like you just did, like I threw up while flying. Dildora, yes. Okay, screwed up as an adjective. A screwed up man. Yes, he's a screwed up person. Yes, you can. Can I crash in your place? Yes. Merriam-Webster, I think it's very formal, Saurabh. The Longman online is specially for learners, and it kind of gives you, I tried Merriam-Webster, and it's perfect, it's great, but it's not very user-friendly, I think. Where you check similar words, is it a skell? Yeah, I've got it on my website, skell, S-K-E-L. It's really got a funny name. So check it out on my website. I'll find it at the end. Skell. If you Google sketch engine, skell, I'll put it there for you, but I'll show you in a minute. Yeah. Okay, so as you've been doing, make all of those examples personal and memorable and learn them as chunks, not as lists. Just think of one thing. I told my sister to pick up the kids. Learn it like that. And try to get familiar with this kind of overall meaning, like full up, fill up, eat up, hurry up, means complete, you know, those kind of overall meanings. There are grammar rules, of course. I'm not doing that today, but when I say grammar rules, this, for example, I gave up smoking. You can say I gave it up, but you can't say I gave up it. So there are some rules you also need to think about, but not today. So having said that, I said don't learn lists, but I did find some nice lists. This is really nice. I'll put that. This is all with up.
Act up.
It doesn't have a sentence, unfortunately, but it's got some nice examples. So I just Googled phrasal verbs with up, and yeah, lists are nice sometimes, but just don't try to learn them all the time. Okay, so you agree, Longman, and I think this is based on feedback I got from the Members Academy. They always tell me which ones they use, and I try them all, and Longman is definitely the one I came back to. Hassan, Cambridge, I'm sure is fine, but it's probably best to use Cambridge Learner Dictionary. Just because Advanced Learners Dictionary. Let's see what they say. Let's just compare. Okay, so we wanted screw up. Screw up. Let's see. You see what I mean? It doesn't give me as much information as the Longman did. So yeah, it says I made to make a mistake or spoil something, but the Longman gave me a lot more information and examples of whole sentences.
It really screwed her up when her mother died.
I just like it, like the color coding. I think it's really clear and easy to follow, unlike Cambridge. That just doesn't look as good to me, but it's personal preference, I suppose. Okay, gosh, it's been a long lesson today, guys. So I'm going to let you go and have your weekend. Let's catch up on Monday, midday. Let's catch up. Make sure you sign up. So if I'm held up or if my computer plays up, then you won't miss anything. Make sure you sign up. And I hope the weather brightens up for you. And I will say goodbye and thank you for staying for such a long lesson today. If it was fast, just go back, pause and practice. Think of your own examples. And yes, I'll try and get it on the website. Okay, great. I'm going to say bye and see you Monday. Keep those requests coming in, keep the questions coming in, and I'll answer them in the next session. Bye-bye, everybody.